said, give me compliments. Give me compliments. I said, give me compliments. Maybe my compliments is under here. No compliments here either. Taking out the trash, no compliments. Respecting trafficking rules, no compliments.
Hello once again, people. I'm your host, Hobbs. You're watching The Underground Bunker. This is week 2 of the PAX South special, and as you can see, I'm at the Steel Battalion competition. It's in the South Garrison on the 3rd floor in the free play room. Didn't need to know that, but I feel like talking about it because Steel Battalion is fucking awesome. That said, you all know what this is. It's a weekly web series where I showcase unsigned and underground bands that I think you ought to be paying attention to because music is fucking awesome. And it's with that in mind that this week we are focused solely on the nerdy kind of music because a lot of you might like it, and a lot of you who actually know what this is will like it even more. So it's with that in mind that I say let's have a fucking show. The first band I'm going to talk about today is a band that's literally been around since the social media thing started. They've really been around for a very long time. These guys are called Minibosses. They got their start in 1999. Like I said, they've been around for fucking ever. They've played just about everywhere in the world that they can plug in. That includes Russia. So, like I said, they have gotten a name for themselves. They deserve every bit of credit they have gotten. As you can see, they are no slouches when it comes to the musical ability, and they really put on a good show. As you can imagine, since they've been around for so long, they have actually put out a lot of CDs. And that's a good thing, considering we're in a time now when CDs aren't so prevalent. But at their shows, people are still buying them because the nerd culture happens to value that kind of thing still, which I think is really, really cool. Some of you know that one of my favorite retro games of all time is Mega Man 2. Well, these guys do an awesome rendition of the Mega Man 2 medley. It's a combination of all the different themes from the video game, and they've done it pretty consistently throughout the years. And on their CDs, they will sometimes put new versions of those songs on their albums, and people seem to like that kind of thing. Another cool thing is a group like this, you can either do it one of two ways. You can really, really produce the hell out of it like Power Glove does, or you can do it sort of a punk style like these guys do, and they just sort of plug in and record their music. They don't really do a whole lot of overproducing, which I think is actually kind of cool for something like this because it's really, really easy to fuck it up. They're not doing a whole lot of gigging right now, and that's probably because the convention season really hasn't started, but you can definitely look to see them playing a whole lot more during the spring and summer months. I highly recommend that you do. Until then, you can check them out on Facebook or minibosses.com. I don't get a whole lot of opportunity to talk about punk bands, and when I do, I snap up every option I get in a New York minute. These guys are called Phenomenauts. Now these guys are a 4-piece punk band from Oakland, California, and Oakland is not a place that I would expect a punk band to come out of because, well, gangs. They got their start in 2000. That was a long time ago. And it was in a time when their particular style of music wasn't even that popular. So the fact that these guys remind me of a combination of Devo and the Ramones really, really stuck out in my mind. I mean, really stuck out in my mind because who the hell sounds like Devo anymore? No one you've ever heard of. And that's why these guys stick out to me because they're fresh in their retro style, and I think that's really cool. These guys have put out 6 discs since they've been out, and the newest one is called Escape Velocity, which came out in 2014, and you can check it out on their website. It's actually pretty good stuff. I think you should check it out. One really cool thing about this group is that the bassist, he actually uses a stand-up electric bass, which I had never even seen one before, and my mouth just dropped because he plays the stand-up bass, plays it well, and it sort of continues that whole outsider punk thing going on, and I think it fits the band really, really well. And one of the cool little accolade that this band has is they were actually featured in a movie called Punk Rock Holocaust. And so if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Now these guys don't play the convention circuit. They actually do, like, you know, conventional local shows, and they have a couple of dates coming up in California pretty soon. I highly recommend you check them out. Until then, you can check them out on silversprocket.com. As nerd groups go, these guys do take the cake, and I will tell you why in just a second. And all I'll say right now is they are simply called Paul and Storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present our title bout for the evening.
When I said they take the cake, they truly take the cake. Because, well, they know Will Wheaton. And if you know who Will Wheaton is, you and I will probably get along pretty well. For those of you who don't know, Will Wheaton was on Star Trek, and he's also quite a cult icon in nerd culture. He's written several books, he speaks at a lot of conventions, and he's also really, really nice. I've actually met the guy. He's a really, really cool guy. Now, they're a two-piece comedy duo, rock-ish, folk group that started in 2004, and they've gotten a pretty solid following ever since. Now, I was talking about Will Wheaton before. I had the chance to see all three of them on stage once, and they literally took 20 minutes to get to a song about pirates, which was less than 2 minutes long. They said, well, this next song is about pirates, and then went on a big, long 20-minute rant about, you know, stuff having to do with that particular song, and then the song was 2 minutes long. I thought it was fucking funny as shit. Now, they put on 9 albums, and the majority of it you can find on their website. Unfortunately, since they're not gigging a whole lot, that's what you're going to have to be limited to. I do, however, recommend that you do check them out, because it's really, really fun to listen to. It'll put a smile on your face, and really, really cool stuff. Like I said, you can check them out on their website, which is paulandstorm.com, and they also have a Facebook page, just like every other band. Check them out. Segway. 2 words, people. Kerby Crackle. They're a 5-piece rock band from Seattle, Washington. They got their start in 2009, and they've been getting pretty solid because of it. They've gotten a pretty solid fan base, and it's well deserved. They're actually like a legit rock band. You know, they're a band that definitely puts the music first. They write their own stuff, and they happen to be a band that just happens to sing about nerdy stuff. Now, if you're not a nerd, you can still appreciate the music for what it is, because it's truly good music. But if you are a nerd, you'll appreciate it even more because it happens to touch on stuff that you already know about. Their sound actually reminds me of old Third Eye Blind, but actually has some skill to it, because I do not like Third Eye Blind, but I really, really like these guys. I like their sound because they can sell the whole geek aspect and still be listenable without being sellouts. Now, they're really big on Patreon, and because of all that, they've actually put out 11 albums to date and several single songs, which today is a pretty good idea. Most bands are gravitating towards that thing because with, you know, physical copies of CDs not selling so well anymore, you know, more and more bands are gravitating towards putting out digital singles. And if you're in a band and you haven't done that yet, my guess is you'll want to get there at some point soon, because it's definitely the way of the future, and the nerd culture has really, really gotten on that really quickly. Given that the convention circuit hasn't picked up yet, these guys currently aren't gigging a whole lot, but you can catch them in their hometown, and I highly recommend that you do. Other than that, you can catch them on their Facebook page and KerbyCrackle.com. Last group I'm going to talk about is a band whose videos you've probably seen on the internet quite often. And even if you didn't know it, you probably enjoyed them, and that's because these guys are called the Axis of Awesome.
My life is brilliant, my love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. People killing, people dying, children hurt, and you hear them crying.
Okay, so the Axis of Awesome. You've seen their videos, and more than likely, you've seen their 4 chords video. It's a song, by the way, that they update every year. It's basically just an amalgamation of songs that use the same 4 chords, and it always starts off with Journey's Don't Start Believing. So I know you've heard this song, and if you haven't heard the song, you can definitely appreciate a comedy song that shines a light on how, I don't want to say unoriginal, but sort of how everybody just sort of uses the same writing technique in order to write their songs, because music is the way it is. It's been around long enough that everybody's starting to, everybody can say, oh, they're ripping off this person. Well, everybody rips off each other, and these guys sort of make fun of that, because if you can't make fun of something that you're taking seriously, you're taking it way too seriously. Along with that, they're actually a pretty legit comedy trio. They've done a lot. They've toured the world several times over. They're actually from Australia, and they've been doing this for a really, really long time. And the fact that they've managed to tour the world on all this is a testament to how well people appreciate their material. And Comedy Central even gave them their own comedy special not too long ago. So, like I said, if you haven't seen them before, they're worth checking out, because, well, Comedy Central doesn't take crap, at least not in my experience. And since we all enjoy laughing, I highly recommend that you do check them out. They did put out a really, really funny song recently, in the last couple of years. It was a parody of Frozen's Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And instead of snowman, they said snow dick. So, for all of those, for all you guys, even the metalheads, since you all like vulgar shit, I highly recommend to check out Do You Want to Build a Snow Dick, because it's fucking phenomenal. And these guys are definitely going to be touring soon. I know they're writing new material right now, and they will definitely be touring on it very soon. If they happen to come to your town, because I know they're coming back to the States, if they happen to come to your town, I definitely recommend that you check them out. Until then, you can check them out on their Facebook and axisofawesome.com. That's all the time we have on this episode of the Underground Bunker, people. I invite you once again to like and subscribe. You all know how this works. It's fucking YouTube. It's been around forever. You know how the deal works. And I also invite you to check out all the band's links, check out their music, buy their music, go to their shows, because they need your help. And check out the Spotify, because it is long and it is full of great fucking music. And yeah, I'm going to leave you with this remark. It doesn't matter what kind of music is being played. It doesn't matter what kind of music is in your ears. As long as you're loving it, you're on the right track. I'm Hobbs. I'm out of here.